It's about to get a little choppy on the eastern shore of Jutland because the relative calm of the group stages are over. For the Uber Cup hopefuls, it's now knockout badminton all the way. Don't be fooled by the serene scenes of Aarhus. Just a few minutes away at the Ceres Arena, only the strong will survive to walk on into the semis. Well, here's the map of the competing nations that started the week. Right across from Asia, across Africa with Algeria and Egypt here. Plenty of nations here from Europe, including the Spanish and the Germans and the Scots. Canada, of course, in North America, and Tahiti. Won a match yesterday as well. Here are the Uber Cup standings. Japan and Indonesia going through from Group A. Thailand and India, they progressed from Group B. Korea and Chinese Taipei, no real surprise there. I guess the big casualty in the group stages was Malaysia. They did not go through from Group D. China and Denmark, the two to progress there. So that has given us our final 8. And here's how the draw pans out. Japan up against India. And Korea versus Denmark. 2 of those quarter-final ties. They'll meet the 2 winners in the semis, and in the other half of the draw, it's Indonesia, Thailand, and Chinese Taipei versus China. Well, if you were with us earlier, you'll have seen Japan defeat Malaysia 4-1 in the Thomas Cup. That was the final group match for them. Japan topped that group. We are about to have play in Japan versus India, as mentioned, and then later on this evening, it'll be Indonesia and Thailand in another Uber Cup quarter-final. Our focus, though, is Japan versus India. Japan, of course, are the holders, and they're going to start big favourites here against a very young and relatively inexperienced India squad that have done pretty well to make it through to the last 8. Well, first up, a chance to see the brilliant Akane Yamaguchi. A massive test then for 20-year-old Malvika Bansod, who's ranked up outside the world's top 100. Doubles to follow with Fukushima and Matsumoto, unbeaten so far. They take on Crasto and Panda, who've also won 2 out of 2 this week. Teenager Aditi Bhatt has been one of the stories of the tournament. The world number 15, Sayaka Takahashi, is next in the 18-year-olds firing line. Then, if required, it'll be the second doubles with the vastly experienced Matsuo Tomo partnering Matsuyama against 18-year-olds Jolly and Pulela, fresh from their win over Scotland. And if the score does go 2-2, we'll see the pressure heaped on Asuka Takahashi against the 16-year-old Hasmi Miya, and that potentially will decide the tie. But in these knockout matches, we only play until the tie is decided. So if it goes 3-0 or 4-1, either way, that's the end of it. We already have one match in play. That's why you can hear some noise on court as we focus on Akane Yamaguchi versus Malvika Bansod. A complete contrast in experience, in ranking, but upsets happen in sport and you never ever know. Well, here's Akane Yamaguchi. She's been in terrific form. I watched several of her matches in the Sudirman Cup in Vanta. She was terrific. She actually beat Chen Yufei in the final there, although China defeated Japan. But she really is playing some of the best badminton of her life at the moment. And she will be followed very swiftly by Malvika Bansod. Just 20 years of age. What a moment for her this is. Chance to take centre stage up against one of the great players in world badminton, and hopefully she's going to really relish the experience, win, lose or draw.
Let's have a toss. Red or black? Red for you, black for you. Your choice. Service. This side. Okay.
Great to see spectators back at Top Flight Badminton. We've missed them. And they are thoroughly enjoying the play today. They've watched an excellent match earlier in the Thomas Cup, but now it's the women who take centre stage, particularly that woman, Akane Yamaguchi. Two-time World Junior Champion. A bronze in the Senior World Championship a few years ago. Lost out to PV Sindhu at the Olympics in Tokyo at the quarter-final stage. And that #1 ranking, that was back in April of 2018. Currently ranked 5 in the world, but I think she's going to get better than that again. And I mentioned it was something of a contrast to the woman on the other side of the net, Malvika Bansod. Ranked 104 in the world, Malvika. Comes from Nagpur. She has won a few individual titles, actually. Let's look at Yamaguchi then, and her tournament results. Well, it's been very straightforward, hasn't it? Against Tunyun and Yvonne Lee. Straight games both. Combined total of just 1 hour and 11 minutes on court for those two wins. Didn't play in the first match. Confirmation of Bansod's 104 ranking. She's won titles in, well, all over the world actually, Maldives and Nepal, Uganda, and in Europe in Lithuania. Obviously these are the more minor tournaments, the international events. Idolises Lindan, and there are a few better role models than that. She beat Corrales of Spain really well, and Kirsty Gilmore. Lost to Kirsty Gilmore, and then she faced Chokawong of Thailand and had a bit of a struggle. Truth to tell, the man in charge is Gunaris Lusveris of Latvia, and he will be supported by service judge Omarul Lalea of Indonesia. Everyone a little bit pensive in the build-up to these knockout stages.
Ladies
One of the other quarterfinals on the other court.
Japan, represented by Akane Yamaguchi. Represented by Malvika Bansod. Japan to serve. Love all. Play.
Yeah, just as mentioned, we've got Korea versus Denmark going on the other court, but we're concentrating here on Japan versus India, and Yamaguchi expected to come through this relatively comfortably against the inexperienced Malvika Bansod. Wow, already she's using that brilliant placement that she has. She's mixing the shots up, moving Bansod around the court. It's going to be a learning experience, you suspect, for the young Indian here, but invaluable experience nonetheless. Just needs to get a point on the board, you feel, to settle herself down a little bit here, the Indian.
India challenges.
Well, it was called in Bansod was fairly close to that when it landed, so maybe we take this challenge seriously. Each player has 2 challenges, of course, per game, and if you're right with a challenge, you keep it. Pulled in, and Bansod has a point on the board.
Challenge unsuccessful. 1 challenge remaining. Sorry?
I think the umpire's got that one wrong.
Sorry?
Was, of course, a successful challenge, so 3-1 it is, and she has both her challenges remaining because she keeps it, because she was correct. Just that deftness of touch from Yamaguchi, it's wonderful to watch. Might have to do a lot of running in the next 30 or 40 minutes, Bansod, you would think. Well, Bansod played that brilliantly, actually. There's nothing wrong with Yamaguchi's shot at all. And again,
Serves over. 5-2.
deliciously deceptive from the Japanese. It's got too much angle on that.
Serves over. 3-5.
Right, it was Bansod's point.
4-5.
Let's just have a look at this again.
Play.
I think the... well, Yamaguchi thinks she won the point. I think the umpire reckoned her racket was over the level of the net. Either way, shouldn't make too much difference, you wouldn't have thought. Although Bansod's starting to get into the match a little bit. I would imagine there were a few nerves there earlier. Not used to being in such a high-profile environment. That's another fine shot from Bansod. This is really good from the youngster. And it brings a fist pump. Yamaguchi getting a taste of her own medicine and a run around there. One side of the net to the other. I suspect that form-wise, the only enemy for Yamaguchi would be complacency. Not usually a player to let that demon get the better of her. See, Yamaguchi wants to come in every possible opportunity, trying to pressure the Indian. Super shot that was.
6-7.
Yamaguchi not the only woman on the court who can show cunning when required. Well, it's blow for blow at the moment, isn't it?
8-6.
Yeah. If Bansod allows Yamaguchi the chance to play that shot from that kind of range, he's going to be in trouble. Not enough depth on the clear. And Yamaguchi able to pick a spot. He didn't even have to hit the line. Fair margin for error there.
9. Service over.
I think Yamaguchi's just gone up a little bit here, gone up a level after being pegged back to 5-all. Suddenly realised that the woman on the other side of the net can play a little bit. That said, it's a 4-point lead at the interval for the Japanese, just reasserted there after a good response from Bansod to losing a load of early points. 11-7 it is, Yamaguchi leads.
Court 2, 20 seconds. Court 2, 20 seconds. (11-7) play.
She missed it.
Serves over.
Having worked the opportunity in the opening perfectly.
Thank you.
Okay.
8-11.
Just a bit too quick. Those reflexes from Yamaguchi, very sharp. She's played a few of those really good hairpins, this Bansod.
9-12.
Real lightness of touch. Yamaguchi not far away from the net, but couldn't do anything with it. Again, too short. She'll know that.
Serves over. 13-9.
Just look at where Yamaguchi's hit that jump smash from. It's just behind the service line. I mean, she's never going to get away with that, Bansod. Oh, brilliant again.
Serves over. 10.
Well, give her huge credit, the Indian. She's not letting Yamaguchi get away in terms of the score, or in terms of the pattern of play, to be honest. and again. I think Yamaguchi thought she'd done enough damage, but Bansod having none of it. Looked a bit more nonplussed there, the Japanese, that Bansod had had the kind of temerity to get back. Played it again. Yamaguchi too good that time. But she's having to work hard for the world number 5. Well, that placement is absolute perfection. Oh, yes.
16-11.
Only 5'1", Akane Yamaguchi, but what she lacks in stature, she makes up for in style, solidity, technique, speed, and excellence, as shown again there.
11.
Just starting to turn the screw a little bit on Malvika Bansod. Look at that! What an exchange!
18-11.
And finally, Yamaguchi comes out on top in the hairpin battle. So just a couple of points away now from securing this opening game, Yamaguchi. Good leave, and it brings up 9 match points. Game points, my mistake. Want to get rid of Bansod that quickly.
Serves over.
Didn't expect her to miss that.
12-20.
Maybe just a tad casual the way she played it. That's wide, and that's the game. 21 points to 12.
First game won by Japan.
Yamaguchi always looked in control, but credit to Malvika Bansod, who played a full part in that opening game in what is, without doubt, the biggest match of her life. Centre stage in the Uber Cup quarter-final. Wonder whether she can be even more competitive in game 2. We'll know soon enough.
Court 1, 20 seconds. Court 1, 20 seconds. Coach, turn to you.
Court 2, 20 seconds. Court 2, 20 seconds. Second game, level, play.
Love to have been a fly on the wall in that Indian corner, seeing what the advice would be from coach to player. He would have just asked for more of the same. As I mentioned earlier, it's really just complacency that you think would cost Yamaguchi in this match. It's long by a distance.
2 love.
Well, she missed a trick there, Bansod. She played the point perfectly until that penultimate shot and suddenly allowed Yamaguchi a route back in. That was the shot. Just went cross-court and kept the shuttle down a little, but it's a lifeline, really, for the Japanese, that rally.
Service over. 3-2.
Those deceptive shots are definitely giving Yamaguchi a little bit of a problem. See how much running she's done. Really sweating a lot there, the Indian. Good get. Well, that one's okay from Yamaguchi. Just had a nervous look as it headed towards the back line.
Service over. 5.
But she's made a really good start to this second game. And she's played that particular shot exceptionally well.
Service over. 4, 5.
Oh, brilliant.
5-all.
Renowned for her patience in rallies, Yamaguchi, but she is more than capable of finishing points very quickly with shots like that. And again, this time on the other side, and she's in front now in the second game
5.
for the first time. It's the right idea, right shot. Just got a bit too much on it. Oh, that's one of the best shots she's played in a match, Bansod. That was terrific. Just completely out of the blue. Again, evidence that Yamaguchi looking to move in there towards the net whenever she can. It's a lovely shot that pushed Bansod right back on the court. Keeps making that shot too. Cross court.
India challenge call in.
Bansod is challenging this. It was called in. So over to our colleagues at Hawkeye. Have a little look at this. What a good challenge that was.
Correction, out. Service over. 8-7. Play.
Yeah, just missed it.
Service over.
Pity, because from her point of view, she had Yamaguchi kind of stranded mid-court, really. No chance of getting to that had it been a fraction more accurate. Unlucky, she hasn't missed many of those.
9-8. Service over. 9-all.
Mentioned that Yamaguchi was rested for one of the group games. Such is the strength and depth of badminton on the women's side in Japan. I'm sure if you ask the players, they probably want to play in every match, but
10-9.
coming off the back of the Sudirman Cup in Banter, and you want to give as many squad players some court time if you can. It's a good lead.
Service over.
So final point coming up before the interval, and it's been nip and tuck really in the second game so far. Misjudgment from Bansod, so Yamaguchi with a narrow lead as they go for the mid-game interval.
Play. Well, 10.
Can Bansod find the resolve to keep this game close? She can, you never know. Might be able to force a decider. again, that tactic, getting into the net, proving very profitable for Akane Yamaguchi. Late decision, but a good one to let it go from Bansod.
Course 1, 20 seconds. Course 1, 20 seconds.
Service over. 14-11.
Once again, paying the penalty for only clearing that halfway down the court.
Service over.
Their miscue from the Japanese. And again.
15.
Well, exactly what we said a few points ago. Bansod just has to get more depth, otherwise this match will be over fairly shortly. Enjoying the match and enjoying each other's company.
Service over.
But at least
14.
Malvika Bansod has succeeded in keeping this match pretty tight, or certainly the second game pretty tight. A 2 or 3 point deficit can be whittled away in the blink of an eye. And she's shown she's got game, and that's gone wide, and now she's only a point down.
15-16.
Well, she'll be disappointed with that. Just when she had some momentum going.
17-15.
The coach will be willing her to, like, make Yamaguchi have to get over the line here.
So it's over. 16-17.
That's what she's doing. Keeping the world number 5 thinking. Again, just down to a single point behind again. And that was a little timid from Yamaguchi, and now Bansod is really in business here at 17-all. Swing and a miss from the Indian.
18-17.
New weapon for Yamaguchi.
18-17.
How's Malvika Bansod's nerve at the moment? The business end of this second game, in which he's been competitive throughout. Just about squeezed over the net from Yamaguchi, and then she plays a delightful shot to get her to within a couple of points of victory here. Just caught Bansod fractionally back on her heels a little bit. Massive point coming up.
20.
Snatched a little bit, just tried to be over delicate, I think. And 3 match points for Akane Yamaguchi. Well, you've got to say she put up a brave display, did Malvika Bansod, but she goes down 21-17 in the second game, and it's an early lead for Japan in this Yuba Cup quarter-final. 1-love over India. The world number 5 just too strong in the end for the relatively inexperienced Indian, but she'll have learned an awful lot from just being in the company of greatness. Certainly you'd hope that's the case. Let's have a look again at the final point in that match. A bit of respect with that nod from Yamaguchi. She knows that Bansod's played well above her ranking, but victory nonetheless. So an early lead for the Japanese, the current holders of the Yuba Cup. Next up is the first of our doubles matches. Yuki Fukushima and Mayu Matsumoto up against Ruta Pandapanda and Tanisha Krasto. That's coming up shortly. Well, a warm welcome back to Aarhus on the eastern shore of Jutland. We're about 190 kilometres northwest of the capital city, Copenhagen. Beautiful part of the world. Population of just under 300,000 in the city, and even then it's still the second biggest after Copenhagen.